Welcome to Elderly Health Tips, where aging doesn't mean slowing down, it means getting smarter about your health. Today's video dives into a powerful topic. Can the right foods actually stop muscle loss as we age? The answer might surprise you. Sarcopenia is real, but it's not unbeatable. In this video, we'll reveal 7 science-backed foods that help preserve strength, boost energy, and support healthy aging. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive powders. They're simple, everyday ingredients that can change how you feel from the inside out. You'll be completely surprised by the benefits of the food in the #1 spot. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support our mission. And stick around, because what you learn today might be the key to staying strong for years to come. Let's get started. Position number 7. Quinoa. When it comes to protecting your muscles, bones, and overall vitality as you age, one superfood stands out: quinoa. According to a comprehensive study published in the Journal of Nutrition by the American Society for Nutrition, quinoa is classified as a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids the human body cannot produce on its own. That's a game changer for seniors like myself, especially when muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, creeps in quietly over the years. Unlike rice or wheat, quinoa offers around 8 grams of protein per cooked cup. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. The amino acid profile of quinoa matches closely with what our aging bodies desperately need to repair tissue, maintain balance, and strengthen muscle fibers. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that older adults who consumed higher quality proteins, such as quinoa, maintained 25% more lean muscle mass compared to those relying heavily on animal-only sources. Isn't that fascinating? Quinoa is not only a powerhouse for protein, it's also remarkably rich in fiber, about 5 grams per cup cooked. As we grow older, digestion tends to slow down. I personally noticed in my late 60s that heavy meals would sit longer, causing discomfort. When I switched to including quinoa in my lunches, maybe mixed into a colorful salad with spinach and grilled chicken, I felt lighter, had more energy, and, surprisingly, my blood sugar stabilized too. Fiber plays a crucial role here. Studies published by the National Institute on Aging show that fiber helps reduce the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers, all of which become more prevalent with age. Quinoa is a fantastic source of magnesium, iron, potassium, and zinc, minerals absolutely critical for maintaining nerve function, muscle contraction, and oxygen transport throughout the body. In my practice, I've seen too many older adults suffer from chronic fatigue or leg cramps, only to discover they were low in magnesium. Adding half a cup of quinoa a day, just half, can deliver nearly 30% of the daily magnesium requirement for seniors. That's real nutrition working in your favor. When I turned 65, my doctor, yes, even doctors need doctors, warned me that my bone density was slipping into early osteopenia. I decided to double down on foods like quinoa. Fast forward 3 years. Not only did my bone scans stabilize, but my muscle mass actually increased by 8%, according to my last DEXA scan. The only major diet change? A daily bowl of quinoa pilaf, seasoned lightly with olive oil and lemon. Sometimes it's the simplest choices that make the biggest difference. How do you know your body could benefit from foods like quinoa? Here are a few signs. Feeling unusually fatigued after light activities. Muscle weakness, especially in your legs. Slower wound healing. Digestive issues like bloating or constipation. Craving salty foods, a subtle signal of mineral imbalance. If any of these feel familiar, it's time to seriously rethink your plate. Position number 6. Greek yogurt. If there's one food I recommend almost every day in my practice, especially for my patients over 60, it's Greek yogurt. And I'm not alone in this. A 2021 review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition highlighted that Greek yogurt contains nearly twice the protein of regular yogurt, roughly 17 to 20 grams per cup. That's critical for seniors, since muscle protein synthesis naturally declines with age. What does that mean in simpler terms? Your body just doesn't rebuild muscle as efficiently when you're older. And without enough high-quality protein, you lose strength, you lose energy, you lose independence. Greek yogurt isn't just good protein, it's complete protein. It includes all 9 essential amino acids, the kind your body can't make on its own. I remember treating a patient, Robert, a retired firefighter from Boston. At 72, he was active, but losing muscle faster than expected. We swapped out his morning toast and jam for a cup of Greek yogurt with chia seeds and a few berries. Within 10 weeks, his energy came back, and more importantly, his muscle mass began to stabilize. Yes, that one small change made a difference. Now let's talk about digestion. As we age, the gut slows down, both in speed and efficiency. That's where probiotics come in. Greek yogurt is rich in live active cultures, strains like Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Streptococcus thermophilus that help restore the balance of gut bacteria. A study from Harvard Medical School noted that probiotics in fermented dairy, like Greek yogurt, can reduce constipation, improve nutrient absorption, and even enhance immune function. All crucial for those of us past our mid-60s. My own digestion used to be sluggish. I won't sugarcoat it. Bloating, irregularity, the occasional discomfort. But once I began adding Greek yogurt consistently, not as a dessert, but as a functional part of my diet, things leveled out. I felt lighter, slept better, and believe it or not, even my mood improved. There's a strong gut-brain connection, after all. Let's say you're not sure if this applies to you. Here are a few signs that your body may be asking for help. You're losing muscle despite regular meals. You're feeling weaker or more unsteady on your feet. You struggle with bloating or constipation. You've been told your bone density is low. You feel run down or more susceptible to illness. If that sounds familiar, Greek yogurt might be more than just a snack. It could be part of your comeback story. Position number 5. Salmon. Let's start with omega-3 fatty acids. According to a 2019 clinical study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consumed higher levels of EPA and DHA, the 2 most active omega-3s in salmon, had 30% better muscle strength and 20% slower decline in memory and focus over a 5-year span. That's no small number. These essential fats help reduce chronic inflammation, improve joint mobility, and protect the brain from age-related degeneration. And unlike plant-based sources like flaxseed, the omega-3s in salmon are ready to absorb. No conversion needed. Now, I've personally felt the difference. When I turned 66, I began noticing more stiffness in the morning, knees cracking, slower to get up. Once I made salmon a weekly staple, usually grilled with herbs, sometimes baked with lemon, that morning stiffness, gone within weeks. I didn't change my workouts. I changed my fuel. Salmon also delivers a high-quality protein punch, around 22 grams per 3-ounce serving, with all 9 essential amino acids. This is critical for seniors. As we age, our ability to build muscle declines, even if we stay active. That's why your diet must work with your exercise routine, not against it. A 2020 NIH study showed that older adults who ate fish like salmon at least twice a week had higher lean muscle mass and lower body fat percentages, even without increasing physical activity. I've seen this firsthand in my patients. Like Carol, 70, a retired schoolteacher in Arizona. She'd been doing light yoga for years, but was still feeling weaker and losing tone. We reviewed her diet: very little protein, lots of processed snacks. She switched to eating salmon 3 times a week, added a few bodyweight exercises, and within 2 months, her grip strength improved by 15%. That's what real food does. Now let's talk about 2 often overlooked nutrients: vitamin B12 and vitamin D. Both are abundant in salmon, and both are essential for people over 60. A report from the Harvard School of Public Health found that nearly 40% of adults over 65 are deficient in vitamin B12, which can lead to fatigue, memory loss, and even mood disorders. And vitamin D, if you're not getting sun every day, which most of us aren't, you need to get it through food. Vitamin D keeps your bones strong, regulates immunity, and supports mood stability, all vital for aging well. 3 ounces of wild-caught salmon give you over 100% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin D. That's not a supplement, that's dinner. Here's what to look for: chronic fatigue, even after resting; brain fog or forgetfulness; muscle weakness or joint stiffness; slow recovery after workouts; dry skin or brittle nails; feeling down or anxious without clear cause. If you nodded at any of those, salmon might just be the missing piece in your plate. Position number 4. Eggs. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 1 large egg provides about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein and contains all 9 essential amino acids that our bodies can't produce on their own. This matters more than ever as we age. A 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who regularly consumed complete proteins had significantly better muscle retention and were less likely to suffer from frailty than those relying on incomplete protein sources. Here's something a lot of folks don't realize: eggs are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D. A large egg yolk contains roughly 40 IUs of vitamin D, and while that's not your entire daily requirement, it makes a real difference when paired with other foods, especially if you're not getting regular sun exposure. Let's face it, most of us over 60 aren't outside enough to synthesize adequate vitamin D. And this matters because low vitamin D has been directly linked to muscle weakness, bone loss, higher risk of falls, and even depressed mood. I used to feel this heaviness in my legs around 4 p.m., especially in winter. I thought it was just age. But when I started adding eggs, salmon, and fortified milk into my routine, I felt stronger and more balanced, both physically and emotionally. The National Institutes of Health, NIH, reports that up to 20% of people over 60 have some level of B12 deficiency due to reduced absorption in the stomach lining. The result? Brain fog, tingling in the hands and feet, even memory loss. Eggs are a fantastic source of B12, and since they're easy to digest, they're ideal for older adults who may struggle with supplements or heavier meats. I had a patient, Doug, 73, former truck driver, who came to me complaining of brain fuzz and mood swings. His B12 levels were borderline low. We added 2 eggs to his daily lunch, swapped his sugary snacks for protein-rich ones, and 3 months later, his cognition had improved, and he told me, "Doc, I feel sharper behind the wheel again." That's the power of targeted nutrition. You might be thinking, how do I know if I'm low in these nutrients? Here are a few subtle signs. You feel weak or off balance. You've noticed brain fog or forgetfulness. You bruise or fall more easily. Your muscles take longer to recover. You're often tired by early afternoon. If that sounds like you, adding 1 to 2 eggs daily could be a simple and affordable first step toward feeling better. Now, let's move on to position number 3. Spinach. Spinach is a true multivitamin in plant form. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, just 1 cup of cooked spinach contains over 100% of your daily vitamin K, nearly 300% of your daily vitamin A, 20% of your vitamin C, a solid dose of folate, iron, and magnesium. Why does this matter? Vitamin K supports bone strength, which becomes a real concern with age. Vitamin A helps with vision, especially night vision. And magnesium? It supports muscle relaxation and nerve function. 2 things that decline as we get older. Spinach is loaded with antioxidants, including lutein, zeaxanthin, and beta-carotene. According to a 2022 study in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, seniors who consumed leafy greens like spinach 5 times per week had slower cognitive decline, better visual acuity, and fewer signs of cellular aging. That's because antioxidants fight oxidative stress, the stuff that wears down our cells over time. Spinach is also a fantastic source of dietary fiber, about 4 grams per cooked cup. As we age, digestion gets sluggish. I used to struggle with bloating and irregularity, especially on days when I ate too much bread and too few plants. Once I made spinach a regular part of my meals, in soups, salads, or just lightly steamed, my gut thanked me, and so did my energy levels. Fiber also helps control blood sugar, lower cholesterol, and support weight management, all major factors in senior health. You might not think of greens as medicine, but maybe you should. Here are a few signs your body might be craving more spinach: muscle cramps or tightness, trouble seeing at night, constipation or slow digestion, feeling foggy or mentally sluggish, low energy after meals. Sound familiar? Adding spinach a few times a week could be the easiest, cheapest solution you never considered. Position number 2. Almonds. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, almonds are one of the richest natural sources of vitamin E, with just 1 ounce, about 23 almonds, providing 7.3 milligrams, or nearly 50% of your daily recommended intake. Why does this matter? Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect brain cells from oxidative damage, something that becomes more common with age. A 2014 study in JAMA Neurology found that older adults with higher vitamin E intake had a slower rate of cognitive decline, even in those at risk for Alzheimer's. Almonds are also rich in magnesium, a mineral many older adults don't get enough of. According to a Framingham Heart Study follow-up, nearly 60% of Americans over 65 are magnesium deficient, and symptoms can show up as muscle cramps, low energy, poor sleep, irritability. Sound familiar? 1 ounce of almonds gives you around 76 milligrams of magnesium, a great way to start closing that gap. I used to wake up stiff and achy most mornings, until I started keeping a jar of dry roasted almonds in my kitchen. A small handful each day, and within a few weeks, I felt more flexible, more rested, and less grumpy grandpa. My grandkids noticed the change too. Every ounce of almonds also provides 6 grams of plant-based protein, perfect for supporting muscle maintenance, especially when combined with exercise. In one American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study, older adults who ate nuts regularly were more likely to maintain higher muscle mass and better physical performance, even without high-intensity workouts. If you're wondering whether almonds belong in your daily routine, here are a few signs: brain fog or forgetfulness, muscle cramps or weakness, poor sleep or restlessness, low mood or irritability, dry, aging skin. Almonds can't fix everything, of course, but they sure help support the systems that start to fade as we age. What about you? Do you eat almonds often? Now, let's move on to the special position. Number 1. Chicken breast. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, a 3.5-ounce, 100-gram serving of skinless chicken breast contains about 31 grams of protein, with only 3.6 grams of fat. That's a near-perfect ratio, especially important for seniors who want to maintain or rebuild muscle without stressing their heart or gaining excess weight. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging showed that adults over 65 who consumed high-quality lean protein daily had better physical function, stronger grip strength, and slower muscle loss over time. Chicken breast is also a rich source of B vitamins, especially B6 and B12. These vitamins play crucial roles in converting food into usable energy, supporting red blood cell production, protecting brain and nerve function. As we age, absorption of these vitamins tends to decline. That's why the National Institute on Aging recommends that adults over 60 prioritize foods that are naturally high in B-complex vitamins, and chicken breast is right at the top of that list. Another reason I love recommending chicken breast. It's easy to prepare and gentle on digestion, especially important for older adults with slower metabolism or sensitive stomachs. Baked, grilled, shredded into soup, or served cold in a wrap, chicken breast adapts to nearly any meal plan. And unlike red meats, which can be tough or heavy, chicken is light yet satisfying, giving you the protein you need without the digestive burden you don't. If you're wondering whether chicken breast could benefit you, here are a few warning signs: loss of strength or muscle tone, feeling tired after basic tasks, slow healing wounds or bruises, brain fog or low energy, thinner hair or brittle nails. If these sound familiar, your body might be asking for more lean, bioavailable protein, and chicken breast is one of the cleanest ways to get it. What about you? Which of these 7 essential foods do you think would be most suitable and needed for you right now? And there you have it. 7 everyday foods, backed by science, trusted by experience, and powerful enough to help you fight back against muscle loss, one meal at a time. But remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. A few simple changes in your daily routine, choosing the right proteins, adding more fiber, supporting your bones and joints, can lead to powerful, long-lasting results. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical, real-world health advice made just for older adults. What changes are you planning to make after watching this? What foods have made a difference in your life? Let us know in the comments, because your story might inspire someone else to take the first step.